Hey, podcast fans, do you like comedy, news, or true crime? The Shop Pod merch store has something that every podcast fan can enjoy. We've got AirPod cases, coffee mugs, blankets, water bottles, and so much more. Show your podcast pride or hook up the podcast lovers in your life with merch that you know they'll love. Visit shoppodmerch.com and use coupon code WTP to get 10% off your first purchase. The link to the store is in the description. Again, that's code WTP at shoppodmerch.com for 10% off your first purchase. Shop Pod Merch, the official merch for podcast fans. Welcome to What the Pod. I go by the name of DJ Tracy, your favorite pod mother and the undisputed queen of podcast recommendations. What the Pod is a podcast that recommends new shows for you to listen to. What's going on to everyone who's listening to me on Jam? Thank you so much for joining me again today, and let's jump right into today's show. Derek Thompson cuts through all the noise surrounding the big questions and headlines that matter to you. In his new podcast, Plain Ink, hear Derek and guests engage the news with clear viewpoints and memorable takeaways. New episodes drop every Thursday and Friday. Check out the Plain English with Derek Thompson podcast today. Every week on What's Your Problem, entrepreneurs and engineers talk about the future that they're building and the problems that they have to solve to get there. Hosted by former Planet Money host Jacob Goldstein, What's Your Problem helps listeners to understand the problems that really smart people are trying to solve right now. Check out the What's Your Problem podcast today. This podcast has added so much value to my life. Why didn't anyone tell me that Mel Robbins was so dope? You can change your life, and Mel Robbins is gonna show you how. Mel is in a category of her own. Every episode is deeply packed with relatable stories, hilarious screw-ups, compelling conversations, and the inspiration that you need to create a better life. Check out the Mel Robbins podcast today. Thank you so much for listening to What the Pod. If you liked any of my podcast picks, then share my show with your friends. As always, click the link in the show notes to follow me on Spotify and listen along to these podcasts with me. Text What the Pod to 552266 to get your daily episodes sent right to you. Let me know your favorites on TikTok. Follow me at DJ Tracy. That's DJ TRICEY. If you love me and you love my show, then give me 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Full video episodes of What the Pod are available on YouTube, so follow me there. I'll be right back with you tomorrow with 3 new shows for you to listen to. Hey you, thanks so much for listening to What the Pod. This podcast continues to grow because of people like you. If you like backstage access and longer podcast and chill episodes, then join the What the Pod fan club on Apple Podcasts. Membership is only $2.99 a month, and 100% of the funds go right back into producing more content like this. I know you're a fan, so join the club exclusively on Apple Podcasts. The holidays are right around the corner, and you're probably in need of some pretty epic stocking stuffers. If your friends and family love podcasts, then head over to shoppodmerch.com to get them podcast merch that you know they'll love. We've got holiday wine tumblers, beanies, mugs, AirPod cases, and so much more. Give the podcasters in your life the gift of cool pod merch. Visit shoppodmerch.com and use code WTP to get 10% off your first purchase. The link is in the description. Again, that's code WTP at shoppodmerch.com for 10% off your first purchase. Shop Pod Merch, the official merch for podcast fans.